Hey gals and guys, it's your host Phil Larson, and this is your motivational high five on Bravery. Let's do this. Right into it today on Bravery. Last week, my wife and I had an early morning as I dropped her off at the airport for a speaking engagement she had out of state. And as I'm driving away, eventually she texts me to tell me that she's at her gate. And my wife, who is beginning to speak more and more. This is one of the first times I'm not able to go see her. And here she is in one of her biggest speaking opportunities, speaking to thousands of people. And I don't get to be by her side. So this is new territory for us. This is a new thing. And while I'm driving away, I just keep going, she is so brave. She is so brave. And I tell her that. And her response is, I don't feel brave. I don't feel it. And I get it because I've had that experience where people tell you you're brave, but it's so easy to go, I don't feel that brave. I don't feel any more brave than anyone else. And then I began to think, is bravery a feeling? And I go, what could be one of the most scariest things I would have to face? And it would be being diagnosed with cancer. Think about survivors. You know, people tell them, man, you were brave to go through that. And they are, and yet, were they fearless? No. Were they fearful? Of course. I think it's important to realize that bravery and fear do not cancel each other out. They can both exist at once. And like I've said, I'm always willing to be wrong. But I think bravery is a choice. It's a choice to not get stuck, to not allow fear to paralyze you. Bravery is choosing to walk into what scares you. And so, yes, my wife is brave, and she bravely walks into what scares her. And in doing so, becomes more alive because of it. The fiercely loving mother runs into a burning building to save her kids, not because she is fearless, but because she knows what makes her come alive. But, and this is important to realize about yourself, we are often the last ones to attribute our own bravery. Because, and you may have seen something like this scenario, say that you tell a hero, a person you think is a hero, who pulls someone up off of a subway train track. You say they're a hero, and what do they say? I'm no hero. You see, in the present, we sell ourselves short in bravery. But in the future, we go, if I do this big thing, then I will be brave. While in the past, we go, man, I can't believe I did that, but I did that. I was so brave. While in the present, we sell ourselves short. So in the future, our bravery gets glorified. In the past, our bravery gets magnified. In the present, it gets minimized. Choose today to try not to do that. What are you doing now? Or what is it that you recognize you need to do now that you can attribute as brave? And maybe it's something as simple or not as simple as if you suffer from depression, getting up and facing the day is an act of bravery. Or if you are struggling internally, you are going above and beyond yourself to let other people know that you are struggling to get help. And friends, that is brave. You are brave. Again, that question, what are you doing now or recognize you need to do now that you can attribute as brave? Here's a quote by Robert II. Sometimes what you're most afraid of doing is the very thing that will set you free. And as we approach the end of our episode, we invite an affirmation as a thing that sometimes scares us, but as a thing that we trust will help set us free. Free from the negative narratives or the things others have called ourselves and the things that we've chosen to believe about ourselves. Friends, we are doing this as an act of defiance. We are choosing to walk into what scares us. Telling ourselves positive things may seem cheesy, and if it does, maybe that's your way of trying to avoid and downplay this bravery. To choose to look at a reflection of yourself in a mirror and say something positive to yourself. It would be hypocritical of me if I didn't do it myself. And so here I am. As I'm recording this, I have my phone flipped to the front-facing camera to see my reflection and give it a little smile. Every time I step in front of the mic to speak, I don't feel brave. And so many times when I look at my reflection in the mirror, I go, you don't look brave. Choose to walk into what scares you. You are brave. And so look into your reflection and say this: I can choose to walk into what scares me and find what makes me come alive. Great job. Friends, what a strong affirmation. You are heroic. You are brave. Take it a day at a time and give yourself some grace, allowing you to be fearful while choosing to step forward and to step out and to be brave. The choice is yours. It starts with you.